Ratchaprasong intersection, a Bangkok shopping hub usually buzzing with locals and foreigners, was instead overtaken by thousands of anti-establishment protesters and their supporters in the protests in the past several weeks. In October, the protesters were rallying in defiance of a severe state of emergency announced by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha after anti-government protests escalated with a group calling itself Cana Rasadon 2563 or People's Party 2020 camped outside Government House a day before. Rally organizers said the Ratchaprasong site was chosen for its easy access by SkyTrain and its location in the heart of the capital, which reduced the chances of a crackdown by security forces. Ratchaprasong district in Bangkok's best-known lifestyle destination has been occupied by mass protests at least twice over the past decade that forced the major shopping malls and five-star hotels around the intersection to close. The first major rally at Ratchaprasong in recent memory was the March to May in 2010, retro protests against the Democrat Party-led government. Protesters demanded that then Prime Minister Abhisit Vejjajiva dissolve parliament and hold elections before his term ended in 2012. After weeks of failed negotiations, the army cracked down, using armored vehicles to clear the intersection on May 19. Protesters retaliated by setting fire to buildings, resulting in the partial destruction of one of Bangkok's largest shopping malls, Central World. More than 90 people, mainly protesters, lost their lives and over 2,000 sustained injuries in the unrest and crackdown. Since then, Red Shirt supporters have lit candles and laid flowers every May 19th to commemorate the tragic incident. In January 2014, Ratchaprasong again became a battleground as the People's Democratic Reform Committee, led by former Democrat Secretary General Suthep Thaugsuban, declared the Bangkok shutdown mission. These protests lasted from November 2013 to May 2014 and occupied several key intersections in a bid to shut down the sprawling capital. Their aim was to force embattled Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra to step down and hand over the power to an unelected People's Council. The protests were triggered by a blanket amnesty bill that would have pardoned politicians facing charges after the coup 2006. A lot of people believe that the bill was designed in favor of Yingluck's fugitive brother, former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, allowing him to return home without having to serve his sentence for corruption. On February 23, 2014, in the midst of the protests, a 40mm grenade exploded in front of the Big C Ratchadamrit outlet in Ratchaprasong area, killing 2 children and a woman. The crisis eventually resulted in the ousting of Yingluck and a subsequent military-led coup on May 22, 2014. The Ratchaprasong neighborhood covers more than 1 million square meters, with over 800,000 devoted to shopping malls, about 4,700 retail outlets and hotels. Every Christmas and New Year, this district is the brightest lit part of Bangkok. Apart from being the throbbing heart of Bangkok, Ratchaprasong is also known as the capital's spiritual epicenter, drawing both foreign and local devotees to pay homage, make offerings, or atone for their sins at the statues of gods and goddesses. The most famous is Tao Mahaprom, or the Hindu god Brahma, at the Erawan Shrine. Regular dance performances take place at the shrine of the Four Faces god of creation, usually paid for by worshippers whose prayers have been answered.